Welcome back to Ghost Powered Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we talk about Antlers.
What is storytelling? Storytelling started with our indigenous people.
So I just got back from checking out the film Antlers, and wow, what a movie. Like, just off the jump, I gotta tell you, this might be the best horror movie of the year. I mean, yeah, there's always that recency bias, like right after you see something that you really enjoy, it always kind of jumps to the top of the list, and it takes you a few days sometimes to come back down and really evaluate where it stands and whatnot. But in this case, man, what an amazing movie. So the basic premise of it, without spoiling anything, is there's a teacher and this boy. Something's going on with this boy. She could tell there's something weird going on, maybe abuse or something at home that is not quite right. And so she starts to kind of look into him and into his life, basically, and starts to realize that, yeah, something's not right. And you start to get into this weird, creepy, supernatural creature feature type of thing, but it's very different. It's not your traditional type of creature feature. It's got a different feel and spin to it. This movie is very dark and disturbing. It has a lot of creepiness to it, but more than anything, it's this really bleak environment. It's shot up in Oregon, and it feels just very wet and oppressive, and you could just feel this small town just dying, and it's like feels like death all around. And it's a very blue collar type of world where it's a small town that survives on mining, and the mines have kind of dried up, and so the economy is completely depressed and the people are just really struggling. And there's drug problems, a lot of meth dealers and whatnot going on, and it's just this really bleak type of world.
What's going on?
We found a part of a man in the woods today.
Part of the man?
I guess the other half was found in the mine.
But this movie paints the most amazing picture. First of all, it looks stunning. Like, this is seriously one of the best shot movies I've ever seen. The set designs, the attention to detail that were done in all the props is just absolutely out of this world. So much of this movie is done practically, and it just looks just stunning. I mean, I'm at a loss for words on how impressed I am with just the overall look of this movie. The pacing of this movie is another thing that's amazing to me because it never feels rushed, but at the same time, it never feels like it's too slow. You don't ever feel like you're getting slogged down or bored. It has just this really solid pace the whole time, but yet it's telling this very deep and dark and kind of disturbing story. Just everything about this story feels fresh and new and original, and yet you have a lot of the same things that you would enjoy in a lot of horror movies. It just really has all the things to me that make a great horror movie. It has outstanding acting. It has just a very unique story that is full of tragedy and loss, and yet it's still inviting and pulls you in.
Something is going on with Lucas.
I mean, for some people it could be a little too bleak, but for me it didn't really quite feel depressing. I just felt like I was watching this emotional, powerful, hard to watch at times, definitely disturbing, creepy, just stuff like that, but yet it didn't feel too oppressive to me. I didn't leave the movie feeling depressed, which is the best way I can kind of describe that. Because a lot of times when a movie delves with really strong, dark and disturbing issues, you can leave depressed. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that's gonna make you uncomfortable. There's one scene in particular that jumps to my brain immediately that is very uncomfortable, very disturbing. But just in general, there's a lot of stuff that is definitely bothersome type of issues that this movie talks about. But it never strays too far from the fact that you're there for a horror movie. There is plenty of creepy stuff. Creature design stuff is out of this world, just absolutely done, amazing. I don't want to give anything away too much of that because it deals with a different type of creature than we see pretty much almost ever, but it does it amazing. It looks stunning. This is a movie that I loved so much. I don't even buy DVDs much or Blu-rays much anymore because it's like everything is digital and I do all my work with movies that are streaming for the most part. But this is one of those movies that immediately, halfway through the movie, I knew that this was going to be a must buy movie, that as soon as it came out on Blu-ray, I was going to snag it up because it's just amazing. And I can't wait to really kind of dissect this movie in a second, third watch. Maybe I'll even do another video down the road dissecting this movie more, maybe a spoiler one, which I never do. But this movie was just that compelling to me and dealt with stuff on just it was just done so well, man. I wish I could talk about it more, and that's the thing. And that's why I might do a spoiler review if there's enough of you that are like, hey, yeah, I think it would be cool if you did a spoiler type of review so we can get a little discussion going about the movie, because there's so much I'd love to talk about, but it would give a bunch away, and I don't want to do that. I really just want you guys to go out and see this. This is a movie where I'm sure the vast majority of people will wait until it's streaming, but I feel like that's an absolute shame. And I think if you watch this and you're looking for something to go see in theaters, this is a must watch, in my opinion, in theaters, because the imagery, the effects, the things that are done in this movie just look absolutely amazing on the big screen. But no matter what, it's such a solid story and so well written with great pacing, great acting, and all of that it'll still be amazing when you do stream it. But if you take my advice is get out there, see it as soon as possible, be one of the first ones on this bandwagon, so to speak, because sadly, I think this movie's going to kind of fly under the radar and not a lot of people are going to end up going and checking this out. But I'm so glad that I did, and hopefully you guys will do the same, because this is an outstanding movie and definitely one of the best of the year so far. But that's going to do it for me today. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know if you guys have checked it out and what you thought of it. But please keep the spoilers, don't put any spoilers in the comments. And also, if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell, because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this at least 2 times every week, I also want to give a massive, huge thank you to my patrons, because you guys, your support seriously means so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, guys, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.